Where the game is like, hey, buddy, you're over leveled. You want me to jump up the challenge? No. Hey, okay. Get in there.
What seems like an eternity, your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath. Their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Nice. It also helps to have a really high freaking resolve. And now there's one thing I do need to go ahead and change my title a bit. Hey, you want to randomly play Path of the Damned difficulty? No. Oh God, no. Because you know what, guys? I think we're just going to finish it tonight. We're finishing this tonight. Done. Like, screw it.
That went better than I expected.
Think I dislocated my... That's better.
PoE 2 tomorrow? Yes.
No
we're gonna
shattered
finish.
knees?
We're gonna go ahead and finish this
Good.
tonight
Just
and
me, then.
start PoE 2 tomorrow. Oh, or technically today because it's 1 a.m. where I'm at. Hopefully, I don't annoy my neighbors. Anyways. All right. So, how long is Act 4? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so what's your time right now? So basically 12 to 1 p.m. Let's say about 2 hours. It depends, really. My time is 8 a.m. So I would. So. In about 16 hours is when we'll start PoE 2.
That's settled.
Doable? Good. Okay.
Let's go.
What are you? You're a spirit.
That's not very helpful.
There went a skeleton. Where are you guys going? M, please.
We're losing people.
Oh yeah, I did fight the Sky Dragon. That fight was easy. Holy God, was that fight easy. I was thinking, oh God, it's gonna be a dragon. Better get out some beer because it's Friday and I can drink. all I want, drinking game. I literally put the task ahead of me. It's okay. I'm gonna drink every time I reload for this fight. I didn't reload once. I was
Nice and slow.
sad. And then I took a celebratory drink. Wait, what am I doing? I don't need a loot. I don't need a loot. I'm maxed gear. I just got to go through all these guys. That's it. I don't think Act 4 takes that long. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get used to not doing loot because I'm so used to just clicking on them. Okay, loot, loot, loot. Oh wait.
This thing. This thing is doing the job.
Okay. Well, that's a door.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
Yeah, the Sky Dragon was easy. Me with PTSD from Path of the Damned. Yeah, real easy. No, seriously, I was kind of depressed. That's the first time in this entire game where I was depressed on how easy something was. Actually, not how easy it was. It's just, I was just depressed on how easy I beat it. Because everywhere else I've been through this game, it's been, okay, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. I'm on freaking normal. Nani? I was really expecting it to actually be a lot harder than that. It was a freaking dragon, of all things. A column of Audra rises above you, stoic and silent. Its rigid layers of measuring stick for the passing of ages. It feels to you as a thick block of ice, and you perceived buried deep in its core a dim, flickering flame, all but extinguished yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength, and the layers separating it from you melt away, and you are bathed in its glow, a bright beacon of the gloom. I think it takes a good long first time through because of all the talking. Most of the time in Act 4 will be spent just talking. Oh, really? I guess beer is not a good thing for this scenario then, is it? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? What are you gonna do? So now I got a task for you guys. Take a drink for every spoken word of dialogue. Good luck. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength. People would die. People would die. Well, they're already dying in the game. What can you do, right? Wait, that sounds kind of rude. Oh, God. Oh, no. That sounds horrible. I am a horrible person. My husband is watching and he is gonna get hurt. This will be hilarious. Anyways, at your approach, the flame seems to steady it and draw strength, and the layers separating it from you melt away, and you are bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade, as though you had adjusted to its intensity, and where it was, Eivora seeps into existence, an ideologic shade hovering above the moist prison floor. How you guys doing? Are you taking? Have you taken enough drinks yet? That's a lot of drinks right there. Though ageless, she appears somehow different to you now. A slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps, or a trace of sunkeness in her eyes. There is a broad scar across her face. Oh, it's there. You see it in the picture too. Fibrous and wormy where flames once lapped, unhealed even in death.
So my love returns to me at long last. You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face. What is it that has brought you here?
I'm here to free you.
A gallant gesture, if a bit misguided. And yet I suspect there is more to this than you have said. I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Theos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Theos. Theos. Now we stand at the precipice of change, Watcher. Now our battle will Are you drunk? Watcher. Of course. No way I can stand your yapping. And that's where I pass out drunk. Theos diverted from the cycle. He seeks to empower Wotica and to blame Animancy for the damage he's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Theos did. There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it is, and I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life of you, of the Inquisition, of Theos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also. It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
And what was that? Evora's mouth tightens and her brow furrows. Look of pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours, as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
Pelagina throws her head back and laughs gleefully. Of course not. It all makes sense now.
I dreaded the idea from the moment the Delimgon suggested it. And yet, it almost feels like a relief. She's not serious.
Perhaps not to her. Many are those whom the gods have scorned. This is petty retribution.
That doesn't seem possible.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
This is why you started your own faith?
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
Who created these gods, and what for?
They were conceived by Engwith, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Theos' people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it, After a few wars of their own, the Engwithans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators.
I'm so happy this part is voice acted.
Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
How did you discover this?
The Engwithan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them, and in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
No, come on! You can't give me all that voice acting and then hit me with one of these. Later on, after I left the Order, a few Engwithans found my words persuasive and joined my cause. They revealed what I did not already know. Is it true, what you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Theos directs these souls, you will see for yourself as you once did.
All right, guys, I'm gonna need to stand up here real quick. All my joints are starting to tighten up, and I'm gonna need a stretch. So this would be a great time for everybody who needs to take themselves a little bit of a break, breather, snack, eat, drink, something. This would be a great time. I'm just gonna stand up for a couple minutes, or maybe just a minute, and just stretch properly and get some good blood flowing through my bones or body. I mean, blood does flow through bones, right? So, be right back. Ugh. This is where a stinging test would be nice. And I mean really nice. But they are expensive. Boom. See, the issues I have with this concept is that even if the gods are man-made, aka not real, why does that matter? They can still create tsunamis, kill thousands, and destroy countries just because they are man-made. That don't mean they suddenly cease to exist or cease to be godlike. Yeah, it goes with the saying. Just because, just as the saying goes, just because it's imaginary doesn't mean it's not real. All right, so continue on. All right.
Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
Euvora scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your company in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
In some way they do, lessens the impact of such things when you realize you can just make your own.
But that's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if it were forbidden knowledge rather than fault that earned your doom? What of your guilt?
I have seen with my own eyes the deceptions of my goddess. The Watcher has shown me as much. But it was not until now that I understood how truly desperate she was. The depths of her deception.
You speak of her deceptions, but what of your own? Was it her words that led you down your path? Or was it the absence of her words? A gap that you filled with your own broken thoughts?
Beads of sweat coalesce on Durance's forehead and... Wait a minute! I just realized, is everyone seeing her right now? How is that possible? We're in my normal soul viewing form right now. Wait, what? I don't quite understand what the hell. Huh? Okay. Hey, let's just go with it. Beads of sweat coalesce on Durance's forehead and trickle down the sides of his face in the streaming rivulets, as though he were a block of ice standing before a great pyre. Guess your paladin decided to just now let them in on the conversations. I know, right? He's like, you know, let me try something. Gather everybody's souls. Okay, you're listening too. Oh. Instantly takes a shit. Oh, it's... oh, sorry. Wrong control. Anyways.
What if you had always been alone, without guidance?
Well, as poorly as I've chosen my guides, I suppose it would be a comfort to know that I'm free of them.
The freedom has always been. It was the guidance that was the illusion. What if our burdens come to us not because they are meant to be, but because they happen to be?
They shape us all the same. It doesn't matter how I drew the small tooth, or even that Persock had become a deer. The task fell to me, and I completed it.
What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
You feel the weight of Aurora's translucent eyes upon your soul. What if we can be assured of nothing? Then the only value is in the things we create ourselves.
Verus, we find purpose in ourselves and in the people in our lives.
There is bliss to be found in the things we create, but sorrow as well. Every creation bears the imperfections of its creator, and its creator's creator. Art and song are creations, but so are weapons and lies. We must be careful that our creations do not consume us. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
We do. Even without assurances, there's still truth.
If that is truly what you believe, then you are a far different person than the one I knew. I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand.
For the first time, hints of doubt trace her serene visage.
I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
As she asks, the memory springs to your mind immediately, as though it had just happened. Really, you're really gonna give me a choice of answers that I don't particularly like at all, period. Because I resent it. Okay. Not precisely what I was thinking, but I mean, the only two options I can think of, or I mean, I wanted to, yeah, I need to know why you chose to remain in the Inquisition even after you learned the truth. Do you remember? I don't think I had a reason.
All these years thinking about it, I don't think I ever imagined you did it without cause. This changes things. Good. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
Because I doubted you? I didn't know. No, it wasn't because after everything you'd learned, you'd still rather believe in a lie. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. Did my opinion matter so much to you?
Of all that I loved you for, it was your righteousness most of all. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, And who?
Never going to be able to convince everyone of anything true. I see your point.
I'm aware of the folly of trying to learn so much from so little. I've had time to consider that in all its facets. But in the end, it was all I had. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I see the world differently now than I once did. I regret what I did to you, and I wish for your forgiveness.
I have always forgiven you. Though I didn't know your reason, I knew you. I knew we had had something wonderful once. Looking back at that has helped me through these many years. At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish. But now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a matter of speaking. This is Braeth Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Woodica is eternal. They linger above, at the site of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Theos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then.
The other gods aid me because they want Theos destroyed. I owe them no debt.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
Why don't you repent? You could be free of this place.
Last time someone asked me that, I was bound to an iron wheel with a broken spine. There are many things I've come to doubt about the choices I made in life, but that trial was my one moment of certainty, even without a chorus of gods to tell me I had been right. The gods need to be reminded that we have a spirit, and that spirit is proof against their power. They have the power to manipulate and confuse and ruin us, but not to change our will. I will remain here until the world crumbles and fades from existence, with joy in my heart, knowing I've shown them what they truly are.
Curious question, guys. Curious question. Have you been keeping up with drinking for every spoken word of dialogue? 'Cause I certainly haven't. This place, Sun and Shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen, and what others have told me about it. There's only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty. And you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see it for yourself. How is it you speak Adiran? I speak no language now but the wordless expressions of the spirit. It is through my connection to you that I am able to draw upon your words and form them as my own. Do you know what it is I need from Theos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt.
Considering my husband grabbed a bottle of he decided only to take a shot for every NPC you took instead. I'll take it.
His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
Why has Theos done all this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances. That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Theos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Theos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Woodica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours.
How can I get Theos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
Ooh, time for me to
Theos
go.
will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
The gods have given me the souls of their forgiven. You repent, you could join with them, help me strike the final blow against Theos.
If I repent, all I have done has meant nothing.
Then I will waste no more time. Farewell, Eivora.
I am grateful you came and found me here, no matter the circumstances. You're not exactly who you once were, I have to remind myself. But seeing you one last time, and remembering what we shared, brief as it was better than anything I dared hope for in this place. If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
Good God. You guys weren't kidding about how much dialogue there is in this section.